Actress Keira Knightley was on the Ellen Show yesterday, and apparently Keira Knightley has banned her daughter from watching certain movies at home. Not the kind of movies you might think about, actually Cinderella.
Because, you know, she waits around for a rich guy to rescue her. Don't. Rescue yourself, obviously. Right?
Interesting reaction. Now, Beth, I'm interested to hear your take on this because you like Cinderella, right?
Cinderella's my all-time favorite classic fairy tale.
And so you're going to disagree with Keira Knightley here?
I mean, you know, I get where she's coming from, but I'm not going to not let my daughters watch Cinderella. We watched it. I mean, let's be honest. She also has a mice doing her chores. If you can make that work out for you, I think that's a positive message for kids.
It's interesting. She also banned another movie in her house, even though, according to Keira Knightley...
I really like the film, but Little Mermaid. I mean, the songs are great, but do not give your voice up for a man. Hello? Wow.
Is she being serious or is she joking here?
Okay,
Because,
so the
come on.
Little Mermaid I do get because Ariel is like a little more passive in that movie than Cinderella is. Like Cinderella is sort of stuck in the situation that she is. Ariel starts off as a princess and gives it up for some guy that she thought was cute.
Are we reading way too much into these? I mean, come on. And I would go the opposite way, Beth. I would say that The Little Mermaid is more universal and more acceptable than Cinderella. But I don't think you should ban your kids from watching
because
either.
You're a guy. The guy's like the hero. He's the prince. He's Prince Charming. Of course a guy doesn't get it.
Beth, I don't even think about these movies in those terms. I just like watching. I like watching the crab sing the song Under the Sea. That's what I like.
Because he's a guy.
7210987. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony, what's up?
Hi. Can I ask you guys a question seriously?
Sure.
Whatever happened to children being children and having imagination?
Amen.
These little movies that we used to watch when we were kids, come on. They help your imagination, help the kids grow with their imagination.
So we're thinking this through way too much. You're going against Keira Knightley here, right?
I'm going against totally.
Pratt, what do you think?
Leave these children alone. Let them be kids while they're kids. You know, they'll grow out of it. What's the big problem? I don't get it.
Previously on Beth and Dave in the Morning.
Here's the question. About 53% of people have kept one of these for 2 decades. What is it?
Teddy bear?
Yes!
Yes, a stuffed animal. Do you don't have your stuffed animals from when you were a kid?
Not me, anyway.
I have my Cheshire cat that my high school boyfriend gave to me in 1990.
Oh,
I win.
I didn't know that.
Geez,
Yeah.
Don't tell Dave that.
Exactly, right? I'm traumatized.
Yeah, you're traumatized.
Beth and Dave with the best variety of the 80s through today on Lite 98.7.
I just shouted out, hey, how are you? Like that across a crowded parking lot at Sangertown Square Mall. We were heading into Dick's and Target to do some shopping, and there was Jim Boeheim driving along in a car, and I'm like, hey, like that, hey.
It was embarrassing.
And so I'm waving at the guy, and
the guy's like, you ever see somebody that you wave enthusiastically at, and they don't know who you are, and they're like, hi, don't kill me.
But then there was a brief recognition on his part, and so he rolled down the window, and at that point I realized my big mistake. It wasn't Jim Boeheim that I was waving at.
What? Jim Boeheim wasn't shopping at Target in Sangertown?
I have seen Jim Boeheim shopping at all sorts of places over the course of my lifetime, and I've spent a lot of time with the coach of the Orange basketball team doing shows, and so I thought it was him. We were, I'd say, about 20 yards away from the car, and I was certain it was him. He's wearing red, white, and blue warm-up jacket, kind of that I've seen him wear in international competitions, coaching Team USA at the Olympics.
What? Red, white, and blue? No one in America wears that, Dave.
And I will say this, Beth, without even mentioning who it was, to you, I said, oh, my God, it's not who I thought it was. And you said, it looks like Boeheim.
Except for the mustache.
Right, exactly. Well, that's when he rolled down the window, I realized it wasn't Jim Boeheim, that he had a mustache on. But I bet this guy gets it all the time. I mean, it was so funny.
He was like, dude, are you pulling out of that parking space or not?
And so when he rolled down the window, I said, how you doing? And he said, how you doing back? Like that. Like he recognized me, like I recognize him.
Did you ever have that moment? Dave took like 3 or 4 enthusiastic steps towards the guy, and the guy started to look concerned. And then right at the time where the guy was going to start to roll his window back up because he was afraid, Dave realized who it was. He was like, oh, yeah.
My coach who's not the coach.
It's time for Your Mom Must Be So Proud.
Morons. Dummy. Idiot.
Oh!
I'm not a smart man.
With Beth and Dave in the Morning on Lite 98.7.
So, Beth, we go north of the border to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where Friday of last week, a man jumped into a pool at the aquarium and started swimming around with the sharks. And according to the police, the man's stunt was extremely dangerous. Marine animals in the tank, including large sharks.
See, now I don't think anybody should have to go after him. I think if you jump in the tank with the sharks, you get what's coming to you.
And that's what I'm saying, Beth, before. You said good karma should ensue for people who take the money they win in a lottery and donate it to some worthy charities. I think the bad karma should have hit this guy. Nothing happened to him. Naked, by the way. Did I leave that part out? He was entirely naked.
And maybe part of it, Dave, is the good karma for the sharks. Maybe they didn't do anything to deserve snacking on crazy guy over there.
Or they had just been fed recently.
Beth and Dave in the morning
Don't mess with a bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
on Lite 98.7.
Turns out we were talking about quick picks versus self picks.
Okay.
70% of winners, and this is from megamillions.com, have purchased tickets by quick picking.
So that's with the computer, right?
Yep, that's with the computer. Stop picking your favorite person's birthday and just quick pick it.
And that's what I've been saying all along, is go with the computer. And I know you like to have, birthdays and numbers. And I can't remember any of that stuff. And then I get in there and I do, oh my God, what numbers am I going to pick? And that's why I just say, let the computer do it.
Mega Millions jackpot up to $900 million.
Do we have a lucky store we want to go to, by the way? I'm thinking sometimes the out-of-the-way stores, the ones in the smaller communities.
Those computers work harder to prove themselves?
Exactly. I think somehow the karma's going to make sure that store produces the winner.
Beth and Dave with the best variety of the 80s through today on Lite 98.7.